Hello ladies and gentlemen, and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host, Brett Murphy, and for today's video, I have a brand new ranking for you all, and I am going to be ranking all 6 of director Rian Johnson's movies. So yes, admittedly this one is a little late. I originally intended this video to come out just after the release of Glass Onion about a month ago, but you know, it was right around the time of Christmas and New Year's and everything, so all of that stuff put together kind of just kept pushing this video back, but nevertheless, here we are now to talk about one of my favorite directors working today. And as I just said, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, the sequel to 2019's Knives Out, released about a month ago, right around that Christmas time, marking the 6th movie in Johnson's filmography, which of course means that we have 6 movies to rank today. Before we hop into the actual ranking itself, I just wanted to let you all know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my ranking videos. So if rankings are your thing, there are well over 100 videos already on that playlist, so I guarantee you'll find something you like. And so without further ado, let's hop right into things. Number 6, The Brothers Bloom. I'd be a liar if I said this movie isn't without its charms, but it's sort of just kind of fine. This was Johnson's second flick, and it is admittedly a little bit of a step back from his first movie, Brick. Although this one definitely boasts an all-star cast with the likes of Mark Ruffalo, Adrian Brody, and Rachel Weisz. But unfortunately, it all amounts to being just a good, not great movie, and ultimately fairly forgettable. Number 5, Brick. This was Rian Johnson's very first flick, and it is a remarkable first outing. Despite it being a little rough around the edges, Johnson's genius absolutely shines through. Between his distinct style of direction and writing, his fingerprints are all over this. It stars a very young Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and there are a few other familiar faces in there as well. If you've got the time, I really do suggest checking this one out. I definitely think it's worth it. Number 4. Star Wars Episode VIII, The Last Jedi. I know it's oh so popular to just hate on this movie every chance you get, but truth be told, it's really grown on me over the years. No, I don't think it's the best Star Wars movie, I wouldn't go that far. The whole side story with Finn and Rose feels completely pointless and like an utter waste of time. The movie is a little too long for its own good, and I can totally see people's gripes with certain elements of this movie. Now, I will explain the things that I do like, and one of them is Luke Skywalker's arc in this movie. However, I get why people didn't like the jokier side of that arc, like him throwing the lightsaber over his shoulder and drinking like green alien booby milk and things like that, and just kind of being a grumpy old man. I can see people's gripes with that, and how unceremoniously Snoke was killed off, but I do think that Luke's arc is a natural progression of the character. It explains it fully in this movie that it was just a fleeting moment of doubt, and then he exiled himself because he couldn't live up to the legend of Luke Skywalker, but by the end, he sacrifices himself to save the rest of the Resistance, and it all works out. And I actually love Snoke dying, despite me wanting a bit more from his character, because I like the setup that Kylo Ren is not going to take the exact same path as Vader, meaning they're not just going to keep repeating the same trilogy over and over again, and instead he's just going to be a full-blown villain. I like that Rey didn't have to be someone's daughter. She didn't have to have this special name attached to her, and she could just be her own character and form her own legacy. Not to mention, it is by far the most beautiful, stunning, gorgeous Star Wars movie that we have ever had. I just love the way a lot of this played out. I also loved Poe's character arc in this one as well. It just subverted any and all expectation, and this movie just, I love the balls that Johnson had to just not keep repeating the same formula and not leading right into fans' expectations and have everything just be all happy ending, hunky-dory. I love that about this movie, so yeah, I am a defender on it, and it's won me over the course of time. Number 3, Glass Onion. So I was highly anticipating this sequel to Knives Out. Knives Out is my favorite whodunit movie of all time, and of course that means you'll hear me talking about it very soon, and I just love that original, so I had very high expectations for this one, and for the most part, Johnson delivered once again. With a unique visual style, clever writing, an unforgettable mystery that unravels in totally unexpected ways, a cast of wonderfully quirky characters, and of course, the amazing Daniel Craig reprising his role as Detective Benoit Blanc, and unsurprisingly, this man knocked it out of the park once again. My only real gripes with this movie is that I felt some of the side characters were a little too underdeveloped, where I feel that wasn't the case in the original, and the ending definitely left me wanting more. I wasn't quite as satisfied as I was hoping to be, so there are some gripes that knock this one down a few pegs, but overall I thought this was a more than worthy sequel. Number 2. Looper. The fact that I hardly see anybody talking about this movie anymore is an absolute shame. It really should be a crime, because this is one of the best sci-fi movies of the last 20 years, if you ask me. It might honestly be up there with one of the best sci-fi movies of all time. This movie nails its sci-fi elements, it nails its action elements, it has constant, satisfying twists and turns that feel completely earned, and it takes what could have been a very, very familiar film and just turns it completely upside down. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt's performance, I love Bruce Willis's performance, I love Jeff Daniels' performance as our main villain. This movie just delivers on all fronts, and if you haven't checked it out, give it a watch, and if you haven't watched it in a while, give it a rewatch, and tell everyone you know to watch it, because this movie deserves far more praise than it gets. Number 1. Knives Out. So really, after what I said in Glass Onion, you probably should have seen this one coming. As I said, this is my favorite whodunit of all time, and in most people's minds, it's probably the best whodunit of all time. It is a mystery thriller that is full of quirks, comedy, well-executed twists and turns at every corner, a cast of A-listers that all give it their all, with their own distinct personalities, and one of the most memorable and satisfying conclusions in recent memory. This is Rian Johnson at his absolute best. This man is working at full power here, between the writing, between the direction, the cinematography, and the constantly keeping you on the edge of your seat and biting your nails. I am 110% confident in saying that Knives Out is the best that director Rian Johnson currently has to offer. So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my ranking. While you're at it, don't forget to let me know how you would have ranked all 6 of director Rian Johnson's movies. If you're a movie lover whatsoever, then my channel is the place to be for you, be it rankings like this one, top 10s, versus videos, tier videos, I have it all and so much more, with over 600 videos already on the channel for you to enjoy. So if you enjoyed this particular video, then be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and if any of that sounds like it's right for you and you want to see more from me, then smash that subscribe button right now. While you're at it, don't forget to ring that little bell icon, that way you can be notified about all of my latest uploads. And as always, stay safe, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap. Hey you, yeah you, if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you, and while you're here, consider hitting that subscribe button.